Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another book review. Yes, let's go ahead and get into this one. So, this is the viewer's choice read for the month of April. Yes, we are in April already. Wow. Well, we're at the end of April. End of April. Woo! This story was suggested by Reading with Tara. Thank you so much, Reading with Tara, for this suggestion and your participation. It is greatly appreciated. So let's jump right on into this. So the book is called Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby or Cosby. And here is the cover of the book. Now, just looking at the cover of this book, this probably would not be one that I would say, "Ooh, those graphics make me want to pick it up." Just a little blandish. But this is the cover of the book. Which, after you read the book and then look back at the cover, you'll say, "Fits, fits." So, this story starts off with the funeral of a same-sex and interracial couple, Isaiah and Derek, who were gunned down after celebrating their anniversary. The writer takes us on a heartfelt and thematic race to dish out retribution to those responsible for this couple's death. Derek was a baker, and Isaiah was a journalist. They married and have a little girl, Ariana. When the couple died, Ike and Maya were named Ariana's guardians. Mike has been to prison on murder charges. He used to be a hitman of sorts. Once Ike was released from prison, he turned his life around and owns a landscaping company. Ike has done very well for himself in the legitimate business owner world and made a nice life for his family. And his wife, Maya, is a nurse at a local. Now, after the death of this couple, law enforcement put the case on inactive status after 2 months of investigation. They claimed no witnesses, and community members weren't forthcoming with information. This, coupled with the father's grief, guilt, and the vandalism of the gravesite, tipped Ike and Buddy Lee over the edge. They wanted the persons responsible to pay for what they did. Now, Buddy Lee is Derek's father, who spent a good portion of his adulthood in prison too. His last stint was due to taking the fall, so his nephew didn't go down for a drug charge, if I remember correctly. Julie is a halfway functioning alcoholic. The murder felt execution style and personal. Ike and Buddy Lee teamed up to get to the bottom of this by any means necessary. Ike's alter self, Riot, the deadly one, has come out of retirement to exact punishment. In the pursuit of this, in comes character Grayson, who has connections with a biker club called Rare Breed. The bikers do Grayson's dirty work, so his hands can stay clean because he's a judge and about to run for the governor's office. Grayson has a secret he doesn't want to get out. Then there is Tangerine, who was in contact with Isaiah before his death. It is believed Tangerine has information that can lead Ike and Buddy Lee to the killers. Ike, Buddy Lee, and Grayson are in a race to get to Tangerine. Who will reach her first? And what does she know about the murders of Isaiah and Derek? Will Ike and Buddy Lee fulfill their pact to get whoever is behind the murders of their sons? Well, we're going to have to read the book to find out. There are some warnings to give. There is an abundance of violence and killing described. graphic detail. Yeah, and there is cursing. There is deep, thought-provoking, and enlightening commentary on race regarding racism and differences in societal treatment. And there is commentary on same-sex relationships and the LGBTQ plus community, their experiences and societal treatment. There is commentary on the parents' perspective and actions toward their gay sons that one might find offensive or informative. You pick. Ike's character is the serious, no nonsense, and get it done attitude. And Buddy Lee is the comedic relief of what could be a heavy story. Okay, Buddy Lee comes in with a quick clip and unassuming lethalness. They make a great combination. It's like bad cop, good cop, but for the streets. This book is listed as a mystery, action, and adventure, and I would also put in there drama as well. There are no discussion questions in the book, so some topics of discussion could be: how far would you go to find out who was responsible for your child's death? What would you do once you found out who that was? You can have a conversation on if you have experienced blatant racism, what occurred, and how did you respond? Also, how did you feel afterwards? Did it have a lasting effect on you? A conversation about what it really is to be a person of color in America and how our Caucasian counterparts don't understand it and often minimize our experiences and trauma. The story gives some good commentary on this, and Betty Lee had a moment where he learned that green isn't the only color that matters. A conversation on the treatment towards the LGBTQ plus community. A conversation about parents' reactions towards their children that openly declare and live the life as an LGBTQ plus person. Buddy Lee and I show you what could happen. Also, the topic of governmental persons using their power and influence to cover up criminal behavior. You could also have a conversation about how race plays in the part of law enforcement conducting investigations or lack of conducting investigations properly and fully. I think you could have that conversation spiderweb out into the sex of a person, the type of crime committed, the race of the victim or perpetrators. Such conversation in itself could kind of spiderweb out into different categories for a broader topic of conversation. You could also talk about Maya's role in this story. She is not talked about a lot. She does not have a huge role in this story. It's primarily about Buddy Lee and Ike's death, but she does have some parts in the story, although they are smaller in comparison to the other two characters. We get to talk about how she reacted in a particular situation. Well, once you read the book, you'll know what particular situation I'm talking about. Now, would you react the way she did or not? Even though Buddy Lee told her, yes, talk about how stubborn women can be. Yes, that would be a hot topic, okay? So, these are just a few to get you started. Of course, you can always do a deeper dive and come up with more topics. I will say, though, the topic could get hot. I don't think I've asked this before, but I will now. Is that when having these discussions, please be mindful that opinions are just that. Everyone has one. Okay? It may not be the same as yours, it may not be the same perspective as yours, but everyone has an opinion. And be respectful of different opinions and perspectives when having these conversations. I know over the course of me doing these reviews, there have been some books that could potentially be some really hot, heated discussions. And I don't think I've ever said that before to kind of be respectful. But be respectful of other people when you're having these discussions. You don't have to agree and you don't have to convert over to their way of thinking. But when you're in a discussion setting, be mindful of those around you and that they want to feel safe in that space just like you do. So just keep it in mind. 'Cause I do know topics can get heated on particular subjects. And this book in particular touches on a few hot topics. If you can't handle it, just don't engage. Okay, that's all I can say on that one. With that being said, though, I love this book. Thank you so much, Reading with Tara, for this suggestion. So did listen to the audiobook, and it is 12 hours long. The narrator is Adam Lazar White, who was amazing. Uh, he was amazing. He did a superb job relaying this story. Like, Adam brought the bravado, the funny, and the emotions out in this story. So I was very impressed with his narration. The vocal inflections and octave levels were like spot on, and it made for a very entertaining listen. Like, there was one part where I mean, he just dropped his octave to where it was like intimidating and scary, and you knew that Ike was about 2 seconds from like chopping your head off, but he had that like low tone that was like, I am dangerous and I will cut your head off. Yeah, I'm not the best, actor or narrator, but Adam did it so well that I was like, "Damn." And he made Buddy Lee so funny. Like, you want to say, like, Buddy, like, oh man, but he did it in such a way that it was funny. And I give major kudos to the author because you gave a well balanced book. Um, there was funny, there was intense, there was drama, there was a lot of action. Okay, and so it was just a good book, and I would love, 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 love to see this in movie form. Can we get this in movie form? 'Cause I would definitely watch it. Okay, definitely. Like I said, the author does an excellent job grabbing your attention and holding it to the very end. I did not want to put this book down. I had stuff to do, but I did not want to put this book down. How good it was. And it was heartfelt. It was entertaining, sparking, and like I said, had great action. The author did a wonderful job bringing in the stereotypes and the racial disparities and the economic disparities and humanity to the forefront. I mean, like, this was a good story that had just a lot interlinking factors that are thought provoking and entertaining. Like you had some takeaways. At times, the feelings of the characters felt very raw, and you felt the angst and the guilt of these fathers. You felt the need these fathers had to do this one last thing for their boys. Like I said, I didn't want to put it down. I didn't want to put it down, and that is why I gave it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So thank you so much, Reading with Tara, for this book suggestion. This was not on my list of to be read books. It wasn't on my radar at all. So thank you for an excellent suggestion that I thoroughly enjoyed. If you haven't read the book, go get it, read it. After reading it, let me know what you think. If you have already read the book, comment your thoughts. I want to know what you thought about it. Thank you, Reading the Tar, once again. And now it's time to select the May Viewer's Choice Read. Yes, May already. Like, where has the time gone? So if you haven't watched a prior Viewer's Choice Read video, you, the viewer, are able to submit book suggestions, just like Reading with Tara has in this for this one. The suggestions go into this handy dandy way, and one lucky person is drawn per month at this point. I will read the book and give a review. During that review video, you will be given a shout out for your selection, just like Reading with Tara has in this video. So keep the suggestions coming, and this will continue. Our donors are welcome. If you're an author, put your book in here, okay? One more reader that knows about your book is one more reader than what you had before. Okay? Okay. So let's see who it is going to be. Okay, 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 okay. Hmm. Okay, 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 okay. Who is this? So, Alicia West suggested Playing Nice by J.P. Delaney. All right, Alicia West. Yay! She is a person that has been a supporter from the very beginning. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation and continued views and comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So the month of May book is going to be Play Nice by J.P. Delaney. I don't think I've heard of that one, but we're going to read it and give a review about it. Well, there you have it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Go ahead and click that like, subscribe, and share button. And always make your comments. Like those comments when they pop up. And that's it for this round. So as until next time, keep turning the paper.